you should be creative and write, and submit it and share it with people, because that's the only way that fucking humankind keeps going, is by sharing stories. All right. So that's how.
Even if one of these stories we read today makes Jeff the Killer look like Crime and Punishment, it's just brutal.
If we read a story today that makes Jeff the Killer look like Crime and Punishment, we will be reading this every week, because that will only that has to be absolute gold. Then literally we're sifting through literal gold at this moment.
we're drowning in the stuff.
I'm really, really excited. Also, the reception so far on the Patreon has been awesome. By this time, we should have already our first episode up. It is a bit of a crash out episode, if I'm being honest. Glad that we didn't put that one on the main channel.
We just kept reading, even though we probably shouldn't have.
So that was, I was gonna say, I remember the whole time it was like, this is the first story on our Patreon. So their stories we're covering today are The Missing Person I'm Looking For No Longer Exists, which I think is a strong title. I like that one.
Yes.
And then the next one is I've Discovered a Book That Does Not End, The Nursing Home at the Edge of the World. And then the last one that I want to read first, because it's the shortest, is called Loss of Innocence. All right, which I don't know why that tickled me in a way, because here's the thing: loss of innocence, and the user, the profile's gone. They've deleted their profile since then. So I want you to know that if you're watching this and you're the luxurious author of this short story, and it is very short, come back to us. I have to know. But I'm. This is going to be Loss of Innocence is the first fan story we're going to read, and I legitimately think it's going to kick us off into a good direction.
I just have to say, by the way,
yeah,
the number of stories scrolling through our own subreddit, and maybe we've cultivated this. Okay, I'm not going to act like I'm innocent, but the number of stories that were titled something to the effect of "My dad wasn't nice to me," or "The thing from my childhood," and they all had not safe for work post on them.
There was an exorbitant amount of not safe for work stuff, to the point where I was like, I feel like we've just cultivated a smut, like a smut like subreddit or whatever. So here's just a thing to throw out there: don't write porn on the subreddit, please. And I don't know, try to be scary. I don't know. And,
or I'll go further and say, do not write thinly veiled porn.
Thinly, they'll never know what this is. Yeah,
one barrier of like, oh, but he had glowing eyes, and then just back into
and then just back into immediate heavy back shots. Yeah. That's pretty much what the stories are. Yeah. Isaiah, dive us in.
All right, Loss of Innocence by Redacted. A few months ago, I was in an accident. My friend and I were driving home. My friend and I were driving home from work when a young woman on a bicycle came out of nowhere and smashed into my friend's car at 80 miles an hour.
Okay, pause. Okay, time out real quick. Now, Isaiah, are they saying that the bicycle was going 80 miles an hour?
That's what I was.
Or was a friend's car going 80 miles an hour? What if they were both? If they were both going 80 miles an hour, does a neutron star just form? In life as we know it ceases to be.
I think she just gets atomized across.
Yeah. It's like the submersible going down the Titanic. They just implode and turn to a fine dust.
That little the submarine that imploded. Yeah. What made me laughing is I was reading, my friend and I were driving, and underneath, like, I can see the line beneath it. I just see 80 miles per hour.
All right, so we don't know. We don't know for a fact if it's. I'm going to assume the young woman on the bicycle was going 80 miles an hour. All right, Tour de France, downhill, Lance Armstrong. Okay. Let's go.
80 miles an hour on a bicycle is like light speed.
Yes. And that's what she was doing.
Free falling down a cliff. Okay.
She had a beautiful summer dress flowing. She was perfectly up straight. She wasn't even like in a speed pose. She was perfectly up straight. Legs outstretched. No, her legs weren't even on the pedals. She was just barreling down this hill.
This is gonna be really rough if at the end this is just like an actual confession the author is making.
Maybe it is
of someone that
Maybe
really
it
died.
is. That's
and
beautiful.
me and you were joking about like how brutal it was. Yeah. All right. We got out as soon as we realized what happened. Called an ambulance, but unfortunately,
Pause. Sorry, I'm not gonna keep stopping. But what do you mean we got out as soon as we realized?
Because
as soon as
she was going.
Hold on a second,
Hunter,
pull the car over, Aaron. Pull the car over. I think we hit something.
No, dude. She was going 80 miles an hour.
Well, it
would have looked like a flash.
Yeah, it looked like a fly hitting the window for a moment. They're like, what was that?
And then they see like a meteor.
Yeah, then they see a fucking woman on like a 1950s bicycle just like flinging through the air. All right, sorry. That's the last time I'm going to stop it. Okay.
All right. She never grew up because humans are bound to harm others no matter how hard they try not to as adults.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I wish I was never fucking born. I wish I was never born because adults are they always harm each other. So I'm a ticking time bomb, Jared. I'm a fucking ticking time bomb. You should kill yourself, Jared, because you're going to hurt someone too. That's what's going to happen is Jared. There's no names in this story. I'm just saying Jared, but
Hunter, a woman lost her life.
Choking on her own blood, not from
choking on her own blood.
from blunt force trauma, from being struck by a car while she was going 80 miles an hour on a bike. She somehow landed, the pool of blood collected in her mouth, and she was like, yo, I didn't even see you. I shouldn't have been driving. Yeah, I'm an adult.
That's what humans do, Hunter.
Well, I'm an adult, so I shouldn't have been driving behind the wheel. I should have known this would have happened. If it wasn't you,
to hurt each other.
If it wasn't you, I would have driven up on the side of a sidewalk and crushed into another human being because it's my adult urge. Okay, go ahead, sir.
I urged him to see a doctor because he was clearly mentally unstable and beating himself up for something out of his control. He wouldn't listen and just said, "I know what I need to do now." That was the last time I saw him until tonight. It had been 2 weeks. I don't know why you said that as if you were reading something really quickly. Like you said that the way people that can't read well read.
I'll reread it.
No, the way you went, I know what I need to do now.
I know what I need to do now. I know what I need to do now. There you go.
No, I like the first one better.
That was the last time I saw him until tonight.
Yes, until tonight. It had been 2 weeks since that day at work. I stepped into his apartment, which was lit up only by the TV playing kids' cartoons in the living room, and a dim light coming from this bedroom door, which was slightly cracked at the end of the hall.
Is he going to be a giant fucking baby? He's going to be a giant fucking baby.
That would be something a viewer of this show would write. Because last time we saw a man become a baby, we enjoyed it a lot.
Well, exactly. Well, I'm just saying he's putting emphasis on like, oh, that's why I wish I was never an adult. And then be like, I know what I have. Also, they never just said what his job is, so I like to think that he's a deep sea diver. So they're like on a boat, and he's like, I know what I have to do, and he hasn't seen him. And he goes to his house, and there's just like SpongeBob playing on the TV. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Why a deep sea diver?
Because I don't know. I mean, like at first I was thinking a pizza shop, but I think that's just because he was driving. You know, so I'm like, oh, he's like a pizza delivery driver is what I was thinking. But then I was like, well, it could be nothing. And then I was like going around, I'm like, it'd be really funny if his job was like super eccentric for no reason. Because it's like, it doesn't make a difference. But now I got in my head too much about it. And now I think that he's a deep sea diver.
All right.
So, yeah.
That makes perfect sense to me, I guess.
Okay, good.
I call that again, no answer. I looked around closer at the apartment. It was disgusting. Cans of baby food. Oh, Hunter.
Oh, goddamn, dude.
You might be right. Cans of baby food littered the floor, and rags covered in shit and piss were lining the narrow hallway. The smell was horrible and made me gag.
There's a couple questions I had. One, it seems like the baby knew that the guy was coming in there, right? Because he was sitting there and he was like, where's the deal at? I called out, I called it again and heard a strange moan answer, which made me think of the peanut butter baby. is what I was thinking. So he's sitting there and he's like, hey, Carl, are you there? He's like, in the other room. So it's like he knew that he was coming in. So I'm wondering what I'm wondering is why the hell did he strangle this son of a bitch? He gave him a peanut butter baby answer. And I'm like, and he's still mad. What the fuck is up with that? Or is it because
the baby choked him?
No, that's what I'm saying. The baby gave him the peanut butter baby answer with the strange bone. Right? Carl, are you here? So he knows he's there. So to me, I'm like, is it just the pure loss of innocence that's what made this baby? Would the baby have killed anyone? I guess is the answer I want to know. If anyone would have walked through that door.
Maybe, I don't know. Again, the story's so short, it doesn't really
Isaiah, humor me with speculation.
Yes, the baby would have killed anyone who came through the door.
All right. Okay, well then would you say that his strange moan was that of the peanut butter baby?
Sure.
Well, there you go. My questions, I guess, have been answered. Okay.
Can we go down to the next story?
Moving on. Cool. That was Loss of Innocence by Redacted. Please come back to us, Redacted. Peanut butter baby, a deep sea diver turning into the peanut butter baby is pretty funny, and I like that.
Flipping the page gave a response that ate away at my curiosity again. The next page was filled with what looked to be a series of shapes, to lines being made up of the same characters at the start of the book in a language I did not understand.
Buddy, that's the wrong question.
That's the wrong question. You ask a question and it's just like,
if you fucking ask a question and then the stupid ass Pokemon that are like weird hieroglyphics, whatever, start floating around, you're fucked, dude. Yeah, well, I better ask him something straight up, and he just responds back with like,
that's such a funny way to describe like non-Euclidean geometry. Like, oh no, the Pokemon again.
You know what? You know which Pokemon I'm talking about? What the fuck were those called?
Oregon? Is that what you're talking about? One that's like made up of shapes, the digital one. I thought you were just referring to like the demon was drawing in like ununderstood hieroglyphics and like geometry, and you're like, oh yeah, the Pokemon.
No. It's this. Look here, I'm posting it in the. I'll send it to you on. I don't know Pokemon enough to know, but I remember when I was younger, these guys were in there. I'm saying these little motherfuckers.
Oh, are those Pokemon? Yeah, the ones that are just shaped. I mean, we'll show a picture, but I don't know what you call those.
I don't know what they're fucking called.
They do kind of look like that, don't they? That's not a bad guess. Ireland posed a major threat to the rest of the world because it owned as many bioweapons as both America and Russia combined. The countries entered into a stalemate to see who would act first. That's really funny to imagine Ireland.
I was gonna say, I'm like, fucking the Ireland? Really? Don't you dare don't mess with us, man, for real. I'm totally serious. I don't want you to mess with me. We have all the weapons of mass destruction over here.
I've got the weapon. I'll send it. I'll do it in a moment's notice.
I've got the weapon. I'll send it. I'll fuck you off with it. All right?
I'll put it in a car bomb. You'll see.
You see me right here. I'll tell you something right now. We have all of the bioweapons. I'll tell you that much. So fun to think Ireland would have that. You're darn tootin'.
But then they post and said that. So they posted this in reply to the June fan-made story thread and said, They give a brief summary of the story and then says part 1, 2, and 3. Parts 1 and 2 are out. Part 3 is already written. I just need to reread it over for clarity one last time, and it'll be posted soon. And then that was posted 26 days ago. I don't see they've posted part 3 anywhere. So parts 1 and 2 are up, and they posted both of those to r/CreepCast, but we deleted the part 2, I guess. I don't know why.
We're horrible people.
But the part 2 is up on r/Scary Stories, I think.
Well, why don't we do this?
No
Let's read part 1, and then we'll fucking we'll be like, hey, submit it again, and we'll have to talk to whoever the fucking mods are. I don't know
We'll
who the
figure out
mods
what it
are for
was.
this shit, and then be like, well, let the poor bastard post the second part.
Yeah, but then we see that like part 2 goes up and it's like a direct threat on our lives. It's like they listed your address. They were gonna drive to your house.
All right. Well, then that will need to be made clear so we know. All right. But for
we'll
now,
get to the bottom of this. For now, we'll read part 1.
For now, let's at least touch part 1 of The Nursing Home at the Edge of the World, which I will say is a fun little title.
Small drop of saliva wormed its way down her chest, shifting from her side onto the bed she lay on. One of her hands was curled into an unnatural claw, reminiscent of a spider's legs, long after its final moments. On this bed was the most beautiful woman in the world.
God, does not
My
seem
mother
like
had
it.
her. Well, the next line is, my mother had her first stroke 7 years ago. So it's their mother. So now do you feel bad about saying
my
that
great grandma had arthritis so bad that like her toes were all fucking, they're all basically like capital L's and shit, you know what I mean? She had these big ass marble knuckles, and her hands were all like bent up as well. And she'd always go over and she's just like, how are you? Like that. And then she would like try to like pinch my cheeks, and I was repulsed. I was repulsed by her hands. And I remember I'd go, I'd be like, okay. And I'd like run to the bathroom and like wash my face. It was just, I don't know, it scared me. It did. She's like, are you okay in there? I'm like, I just got in here. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. She watched Happy Gilmore all the time. It's all she watched.
What? Why were you repulsed by her? She had a disability.
Her fucking hands, man. I'm a child. Her hands they were like, seriously, her fingers were crooked. One was like basically like permanently over her other one, and they were all like this, and she could barely grab stuff. She'd say, could you hand me the spoon? And so I said, okay. And then she would like hold it all weird, and I felt bad. I'm like, do you want me to do it for you? She said, oh, please. And I was feeding her one time, and she fucking fell asleep while I was feeding her, and she was like not choking on the soup, but it was in her mouth, and she was like, and I didn't know how to wake her up, so I like slapped her leg, and she was like, ah, like that, and freaked out, and the soup went everywhere. And it doesn't matter. Whatever. I was a child.
Was there any member of your any elderly member of your family that you do not have a traumatic story or were terrified of?
Plenty. I had a lot of good grandparents. Okay. I had a couple weird ones, sure.
One that tried to kill you. And
that's not totally confirmed. But I will say the other one was literally she just had arthritis and it scared
your
me.
mother, who was an adult at the time, said, I think he was trying to kill you. No.
That's neither here nor there.
Most people do not. Well, look, I've let this go too long. Most people do not have a grandfather that tried to kill them. Okay? That's not normal at all.
Hunting accident. And I will say that the great grandma, she just literally had arthritis, and it scared me when I was younger. I was young. Okay. And if you see that, you're going to be horrified. She was a nice enough lady.
She nods and turns around to begin walking away, murmuring something about how nice I was.
Nice young man.
She was walking in the wrong direction, of course, but I was sure a nurse would find her later and help. I loved my talks with Mrs. Dawson. She was always so sweet.
I wouldn't have helped either. I'm like, what the fuck? I did what I could. You know what I mean?
So if you directed a lady,
here I go.
Yeah, well, she goes the opposite fucking direction. I'm like, she'll find it. She'll be all right.
No, she won't.
Yeah, she will. She'll find it.
Direction.
She's probably going for a quick little brisk walk, a little pep talk to herself to get back in the groove. Okay. How Stella got a groove back. That's how I'd say. And she's sitting there murmuring to herself. I'm like, all right, well, I did my best. I'm not going to mess with that old fucking beehive walking around, dude.
The help shows up eventually. And it's like, why does she keep walking? And Hunter's been like, I've been pointing her to the wrong wings on purpose.
He's gonna see her again, and she's gonna have great calves, big calves.
Hunter, if this was you, you would like point out the front door of the nursing home to the highway, and it's like it's right across the street, man. Yeah. Just
if I was in a nursing home and some woman was like, hello, where am I going? I would say, don't ever talk to me and don't touch me, you old fucking kook, is what I'd say. And I say, you touch me again, I'll knock your fucking lights out. You hear me, you old bitch? And she'd say, what? Oh my God. And if I was, let's say I'm the old man in the situation, right. I'd look at a guy, I'd grab him real tight by his wrist, real tight. And I'd say, kill me. Kill me.
Push me into the road, please.
Throw me. Take me to my room. A guy would take me to my room, and I'd be like, put the bath, fill up the bath. And he's like, okay, you want hot water? I'm like, scalding hot. And he'd fill it up. It's fucking steaming as hell in there. And I'd be like, put me in. He'd put me in, and then I would grab his hand, and I'd put his hand on my face, and I'd say, drown me. And I'd have him put his hand on my face until I was totally submerged. And I'm like, and then he'd be like, I can't. I'd do it, pussy, kill me. Is what I'd do it. I'd want him to drown me. I'd want him to fucking drown me. Or I would say, give me those pills. I'd say, hey, give me those pills. And I'd take a big thing of the pills, and I would just like slowly drip my shoulders down, and I would just slowly fall asleep in the tub and fucking drown to death.
I like how you had all of that ready.
I think I'll think about it every day. If anybody drops me off at a fucking nursing home, I'm gonna just tell anybody. I'll give you $200. I'll leave $200. Hey, the tooth fairy left you $200 to hit me in the head with a hammer until I die. I have $200 underneath my pillow. The tooth fairy left something for you.
Here's the question. Yeah. Would you return the favor if you were the young man in that scenario?
No, I don't think I'd kill anybody. But I would, like, maybe, I'm not saying I would, but maybe if I was like, oh, it's kind of hot in here, and I, like, fucking propped open the back door, and I just left it open. I'm like, let's see whatever happens in nature. I'm like, for him to... What was
for the old geriatric man to wander outside.
Oh, here I go. And I'd be like, well, I didn't see that. And I'd just walk off, and I'd be like, well, if he comes back raised by wolves and he's worth, staying alive. If not, then that's just what nature wanted, is what I would say.
Raised by wolves at 85 years old.
Exactly. Ho! Ho! Or maybe what happens is wolves come into the nursing home and start terrorizing. Oh my God! There's like tons of wolves in there. Who let these wolves in? You just hear my car skid off. I'll drive the fuck out of there. I ain't staying for that.
You leave the door open.
My grandma has her
pack of wolves.
Exactly, a giant pack of wolves. I'm driving away, speeding away. I look back and I see my grandma's face in the window, and she's like, ah! And she's being fucking torn apart by three young, and I mean hungry pups. You can see their ribs. Their fucking eyes have been eaten out by flies and shit. She's like, dear God, no! That kind of thing.
You feed your grandmother to the wolves.
Okay, no. I didn't feed him. I propped the back door open. Nature took its course. Yeah. Nature took its course. That's what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, come back! But I'm gone. I don't even hear that. Right? I'm driving away
with an old woman.
I'm driving away. I have to block that out because I saw the wolves come in. I definitely know something bad's going to happen. But I immediately get my mind off of it by blasting.
So now you've seen the wolves come in?
No. Well, yeah. So in this situation, back door is left open. And I just to throw it a little, let's see what nature says. I say that right before I get ready to leave. I fucking I go up to an old man. I fucking grab his pudding out of his hand. I said, it's mine now. He's like, my snack pack. And I fucking slap him in the face, and I'm eating his chocolate snack pack. I leave open the door. I'm like, let's see what nature has to say, right? And as I'm getting ready to go, I bump my ass in the door to open it because I have my snack pack, and I look, and I'm like, oh shit. And there's 5 visceral, young, hungry pups that come in with 1 alpha, and I do zoinks, and I get the fuck out of there. That's what I'm saying. So I see it as I'm going out, but I'm like, nature's acted so quickly.
Yeah, but the nature only acted because you left the door open.
No. Nature acted on no. Nature acted on its own, and I'm able to, and I'm and I have to block out the screams of my grandmother, and I'm blasting Electric Avenue in my car. You know what I mean? We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. And I'm driving away and I'm speeding. I'm going like 85 in a residential neighborhood.
Right, of course.
Because I can see my grandma out the window. Ah! Hand hitting the fucking window and stuff. She's never been so strong. She almost cracks the window. Ah! And I'm like, where was that strength? Well, help me here and there. I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck? That was hiding somewhere. Good luck with that. So...
And for you to witness all this too, you have to be like 4 feet from the window, not moving, just witnessing
my car stalled out front. So I was sitting there trying to start it.
So you could easily, because the door's open. We've established that you could easily walk around.
Well, I'm not being challenged. I'm not being challenged by nature. All right. Once again, I just want to say nature's taking its course.
Right.
I'm not going to interfere with nature.
Women at the nursing home being fed to the pack of wolves that for some reason are right outside the nursing home.
Exactly.
Ready to go.
Exactly. Everyone that is supposed to survive nature will survive, and they'll be better off for it. And nature will be happy too. Those young pups will go, probably bellies full. That's not for me to decide. That's not my fault. That is nature. I'm not going to interfere, right? If you saw a cheetah get grabbed by an alligator, would you dive in to save the cheetah? No, you'd probably say, well, that's nature.
Okay, so all right. Do you think that maybe
would I, if my grandma was calling me, if my grandma was calling me, hello? She's on CarPlay. She interrupted my song. I'm fucking pissed. Electric Avenue.
Right.
I'm pissed. And then in the CarPlay, I'm sitting there and she's like, Hunter, you need to come back because there's wolves. There's wolves in the nursing home. And I'm like, huh? I say, what? There's no... In the background you hear... They're getting close. I think they're outside my door. I'm like, Grandma, I'm in a really, really bad intercept. The reception is horrible. I'll be back Tuesday, okay?
She take your medicine? Though.
Yeah, well, actually, now in this version, I'm standing at her, looking at her through the window. We're making eye contact through the glass.
All right.
Are you there or am I imagining it?
I'm like, I left hours ago. And that's just me actually just watching it. I'm like, it's probably those pills because you took your funny pills, right?
Yeah, I did.
Because you remember you said that they're funny looking?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, I love you, Grandma. Have a safe sleep.
Okay.
Maybe she just sleeps and she gets eaten that way. The wolves come in, rip at her feet.
Oh,
she's woken.
So, there's a dark purple male's nurse's outfit on a shelf in a neatly folded pile that I decided on. The underwear was on top, then the socks, the pants, the shirt after that. I made sure they were all in place as I found them the first time, making sure to tighten the drawstring on the pants tightly. They were 2 sizes too big for me, but I made do as best as I could. Hold on. So, what? The clothes he's found, he's been stealing and putting back here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to keep reading.
We'll see you in the next one, guys. Also, like I said, be sure to check out the Patreon if you want some more bonus content. New episode will be up. It's probably already up by now whenever this video comes out. So, guys, thank you so much. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
See you in the next one. And time for the internal affairs investigation of the CreepCast mod team. Bye.